And 13 News at 5 begins on this Thursday night with breaking news that we're following here in Indianapolis.
Metro Police investigating a shooting involving one of its officers right now on the southwest side of Indianapolis. Chase Howell is there live for us.
In fact, Chase rushed to the scene that's on the southwest side, Washington and Lyndhurst, just inside of I-465 when we learned of the shooting just about an hour ago. Chase, what do you know now after you've been talking to people there on the scene?
Anne-Marie, Dustin, first let me start off by saying that no officer was hurt in this shooting and that one person was taken to the hospital after being shot by police but is in stable condition. Now, let me show you what's going on behind me here on Waldemore and Morris Street. As you can see, several police cars are here investigating that officer-involved shooting. Now, let me recap what police tell us. So they said that they dispatched over to a shots fired call over on Keel Avenue. Now that's about half a mile away from where I'm standing now, which again is Waldemere and Morris. And for those that are unfamiliar with the area, that's near, I should say, across the street from the Checkered Flag Tavern. Now it was here where police say that a man began to shoot at officers, and that's when at least one officer shot back. Again, that man was taken to the hospital but is in stable condition. Now we spoke to a woman here on scene who says she knew the man that police shot, and while he was on the ground, he was crying out for his mother.
The suspect did not comply.
We're not looking for any other suspects. However, there will be a high police presence in this particular area. Again, we'll be out here for some time.
Suspect was taken to the hospital in stable condition.
Now let me recap what police told us. So police say that a person was shot by police and was taken to the hospital in stable condition. No officer was hurt here at Waldemere and Morris, which again is right across the street from the Checkered Flag Tavern. They say police asked anyone in the area to avoid it as they are going to be on scene for several hours investigating. But as I see, as I'm looking over at Morris Street, it looks traffic is going smoothly. There's not any stops in the road right there. So all the main streets are clear. But again, you're going to want to avoid the area of Waldemere and Morris.
All right, Chase Howell reporting live for us tonight from the southwest side. Thank you, Chase.
Another top story tonight at 5, the weather. We are tracking an impact that a band of snow is having on the roads all across central Indiana at this hour.
That's right. Take a look here. This started moving through the area a little earlier this afternoon, and we're now seeing some snow actually start to accumulate on the sides of the road, even along the road in certain places, like this picture from Tippecanoe County. This is a live look right now at State Road 38 and I-65 just south of Lafayette.
Not very welcoming, is it?
Not so much.
19 degrees outside right now. It is bitter cold. We bring you live team coverage on the weather. In fact, Marina Silva joins us live from the road where she's warm in the car and she's been checking on the road conditions out and about tonight.
But we want to start with Rob Ellis. He's in the Weather Center for Angela this afternoon with a look at the impact this winter weather system is having on central Indiana right now. Hey, Rob.
Yeah, you mentioned a band of snow, and boy, it really is, because those that are seeing the snow fall are seeing it come down at a pretty good clip. It is a pretty narrow band, and it has been drifting to the north. So we were seeing that snow downtown Indianapolis earlier. It is now, for the most part, slowed down or ceased for many areas in the city, but it's starting to drift to the north. The northern suburbs, you still have some snow ongoing, but if you were underneath this band, really from Lafayette over to Muncie, it's likely going to keep snowing and may see as much as an inch to an inch and a half of accumulation, but it's expected to lift to the north and eventually shut down overnight. So many of these areas we're starting to see the snow begin to creep to the north. So Westfield, you're probably seeing the snow begin to shut down, although it may be coming down heavily at times right now. Temperatures are teens and 20s, and once that snow moves out, we will likely see the temperatures hold around 20 degrees. About a half an inch to an inch and a half here. So about an inch, give or take, either side of that, about a half an inch. Really, if you're south of the city, we are not expecting anything. I do have a warm-up on the way. We'll talk about the weekend warm-up that comes with some rain coming up.
All right, thanks, Rob. We know it doesn't take much to cause problems. Right. The snow is definitely going to impact your drive, whether you're headed home from work or taking the kids to practice or a game tonight.
That's right. Marina Silva joins us live from the road tonight. She's tracking the impact the snow's having on drivers as they head home and they're out and about. Marina.
Anne-Marie and Dustin, we're on 465. We are near Lebanon right now. You can see traffic is moving very slowly right now. But I do want to show you, you can see there is salt and everything on the road. Some of these floors are coming down, and it actually is accumulating if you look onto the shoulder of where we are right now. Like I said, traffic is moving slowly. Now, it is very cold here. I just looked at the temperature on my phone, and it was saying 24 degrees, and it's feeling right about at that temperature as well. So we're really lucky there is no wind right now, so it's not feeling colder than it should, but it is still very cold. So if you've got to go outside, make sure you're layering up. Anne-Marie and Dustin, right now we are still seeing that salty mixture that crews did put down earlier.
All right, well, you said you're in Boone County on I-65. Is that view to the north? Are you traveling north there right now, Marina, or was that the view coming into Indianapolis?
Yes, on I-65, we are traveling north right now.
Yeah, so, okay, that is an area, thank you, Marina, Dustin, that you know well.
Very familiar with. Yeah,
Yes,
you have a
every
lot
day.
of fields on both sides, so that interstate pavement freezes over very easily. Marina mentioned she was looking on her phone. I'm sure she had the live Doppler 13 weather app. It's a great resource to have, especially in these winter months. It's free download in your phone's app store. And a breaking update to a shooting at a laundromat in Lafayette that killed a man and sent 2 other victims to the hospital.
Well, the latest from police, they now say the suspected shooter who took his life after the attack drove from Lincoln, Nebraska to the laundromat. That's about an 8 to 9 hour drive. And once he arrived at the laundromat, he opened fire, according to police. Investigators tell us that there were 5 people inside that Lafayette laundry on December 5th when the suspect in the case, Lewis McLaughlin, fired 8 shots inside.
35-year-old Keith Ford was killed. A 32-year-old woman was injured along with a 30-year-old man. Now, police say they're still looking into a potential motive here, but they have found no connection so far between McLaughlin or any of the victims. We'll continue to follow that story.
Also tonight, we are now getting a better idea of the future of the old Marion County Jail located in downtown Indy.
Just 3 hours ago, city leaders shared where they're at in this long process. As Karen Campbell reports, there's no word yet on what could potentially occupy that space.
We are on the rooftop of Hotel Indy in the heart of downtown. Today, the mayor and Chris Gall from Visit Indy talked about the demolition plans for the old Marion County Jail, which will happen by the end of this year. A relic of the past is how Mayor Joe Hogshead described Jail 1. In September, the city got the green light to demo the building, a building opened in the 60s. The last inmates transferred to the criminal justice campus in 2022.
The former Marion County Jail and its site holds so much potential for the reimagining of downtown Indianapolis.
That reimagining starts with Visit Indy.
It's our job at Visit Indy to not only sell and market the Indy of today, but also the Indy of the future.
A future filled with even more tourism.
The bottom line is simple. For visiting VIPs, a developing city represents a city that is confident in its future.
Gainbridge Fieldhouse is across the street, with many wondering if the Pacers or Fever will expand their downtown footprint.
We're still doing property evaluations to see what's feasible on the site.
According to the Department of Metropolitan Development, the next step will be getting the space ready for redevelopment, meaning evaluating the property, checking for any environmental concerns, doing a financial analysis, and more. We've also learned that the price tag for the demolition for the jail set at about $4 million, and it is expected to be completely demolished by the end of 2025. In Indianapolis, Karen Campbell, 13 News.
All right, Karen, thank you. City leaders say so far crews have removed 695 tons of internal infrastructure to prepare for demolition.
Tonight, Westfield firefighters are trying to figure out what caused a fire where one person died. This house fire happened around 8:30 this morning in the Pine Ridge subdivision. While on the way to the fire, crews say they learned that there was someone inside the home when there was smoke pouring out of the garage. Firefighters say when they arrived, they found the person already dead in the home. The Hamilton County Coroner's Office now is charged with determining how that person died.
We are now less than a week away from the first execution here in Indiana in more than a decade.
The execution is now moving forward after a federal court just denied a petition, and it came from the attorneys for Joseph Cochran after a competency hearing. Today, the Indiana Abolition Coalition delivered a letter to the governor, Governor Eric Holcomb, at the Indiana State House, and in that letter, they asked him, beseeched him to stop the execution, joined by 70 faith leaders from across the state, signing the letter asking the governor to halt the execution. He is now scheduled to die by lethal injection before sunrise next Wednesday.
This letter calls for the state to, quote, honor the sacred dignity of all people, including both victims and those who have caused immeasurable harm.
We say no because, as Indiana Supreme Court Justice Christopher Goff wrote earlier this week, executing Mr. Cochran at this time violates the dignity of both the defendant and the judicial process.
8 men are behind bars right now on Indiana's death row in Michigan City. There are currently 3 pending death penalty cases in the state as well. All of those are here in central Indiana.
And one of those cases involves an Indianapolis man who is accused of killing 2 men and hurting 2 others in the parking lot of a West Side Plainfield motel 2 years ago. Well, today we learned when he could go on trial. Delani Rogers appeared by video in court today as the state made a motion to add additional reasons in support of the death penalty. The new court entry states that the trial could take place in 2026 and last about a month. He's also picked up 3 new charges while in custody, now accusing him of dealing cocaine in the Hendricks County Jail while there awaiting trial.
Next month, a Marion County judge will sentence an Indianapolis man convicted of killing a 19-year-old outside a West Side convenience store. It happened a little more than 2 years ago. This week, a jury found 22-year-old Julius Beverly guilty on 2 counts of murder and a count of robbery resulting in serious bodily injury. Investigators say security video showed Beverly get into Kylan White's car and fire multiple shots at him in September of 2022, killing him. Beverly's sentencing is set for January 6th. At home with the Bronze. Tonight at 5:30, I'm sharing my exclusive conversation with the governor-elect and his wife at their home in Jasper. The life he has in southern Indiana with the state's future First Lady. That's coming up. Rob?
And some of you are still seeing some snow falling, but there is a bit of good news. The snow should be wrapping up as the evening progresses, and overnight the temperatures will drop into the 20s. But how about 30s in your forecast? How about 40s? Do I hear 50s? I'll show you when those arrive coming up.
That sounds good. Thanks, Rob. Well, ghost guns now back in the headlines after the murder of United Healthcare CEO. We have the problems the ATF sees with them right here in Indiana. Next.